You'll have to say okay. All righty. So. Oh, that's so much better. It's amazing. Isn't that how lighting works?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's begin with the review from the beginning until apparent closing up. Okay. You go together. Start with prepare. Feet first. Think about those first thing. Don't do anything until you know you're stable. Hips. Keep your knees soft. Think about relaxing your hips. Relax your stomach and your waist. Let your hips kind of hang a little bit. Arms down the side. Sink your chest slightly. Fingers straight down the legs. Middle finger should feel like it's got a little bit of a weight pulling it down a little bit. Head up. Shoulders drop. Opening. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hand, step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee. And push. Hand strums the loop. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left brush knee. Hand strums the loops. Left brush knee. Parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Let's do it again. We'll do it 3 times just to warm up. Good. From prepare. Opening. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hand, step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee. Sorry. Right brush knee. I think I missed something there.
Yeah.
Left brush knee. I think I skipped hand strums the loop. Hand strums the loop. Left brush knee. Parry block and punch. Apparent closing up. All right, let's do it again. Apparently I need the warm up too. Okay.
I managed to fit him in really quickly.
You know, all you need is 1 split second of inattention. It's like, you know, anyway. Okay, from prepare. Opening. We'll go a little more slowly this time. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hand, step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Parry block and punch. Apparent closing up. Okay, how did that go?
Oh, pretty good, I think.
Okay, let me watch you. I'll call it for you. From prepare. Opening. Grasping the bird's tail, ward off left. Ward off right. Roll back. Press. Single whip. I'm sorry, push. Push. Single whip. Raise hand, step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left brush knee. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee. And then parry, block, and punch. You want to reset. Parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Well done, Thomas. You are really getting good.
Thanks.
There are a couple things to work on. Let's see here. I'm going to switch cameras. Not big things, just quick fixes. So the first one, let's go to a single whip. So we start from push. Let's both go into a push position. Okay, whichever direction you want. Actually, can you turn to face me so I could see your shoulders first?
Yeah.
I'm going to face you too. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. Okay. When we shift back, we flatten our hands. That's one. We don't start moving the shoulder at all yet. So one, they're both the same. Then when we start, the left comes first. So we don't start moving the right hand yet. So the right hand is still out. So flatten your hands. And now as you start to turn, let's do it more slowly. Slowly bend the left elbow, turn the right hand so it's facing to your right, and then start turning. And then when your hands are both at the corner, they're both basically parallel, extended, then start bending the right elbow, bring in the left hand in a circle to meet in the middle, and then come back up, extending out. Tip your hand and make your hook. Ward off, rotate the arm and strike, setting your torso straight. Okay, so what I think I saw, and I couldn't quite be sure because your back was to me.
Yeah.
But what it looked like was that these hands were going together too soon.
Okay.
So it's kind of important because what the first thing you would do if you're going to grab and then you're not pushing, then you're actually lifting and throwing with this arm. Oh, wait a sec, I'm thinking of roll back, hold on. With this one, we're grabbing and throwing, right? But to do this, we have to use our waist. So we're grabbing with the one arm, and first we're pulling, and then this one follows with the push behind the shoulder or something. But it begins here.
Right.
So we shift and flatten, we get into position, we got to get our weight back first, and then the waist does its work, and we can free up the leg at this point. So we've grabbed someone, or rather we're pushing here, we grab them as we set our hands down. That's what this shows right here. From here, then we start to move, turn with the first one, then start to follow with the other one. Now I mentioned turning your right hand. So the right hand, when it's up here and we flatten, and then we start to pull, this right hand is cocked to the right. So it looks like that.
Okay.
Going the same direction, but not until this hand starts to move. So from here, flatten, turning the hand while you pull back your elbow. And then the left hand, you just continue smoothly. Now the hands are actually together pointing to that corner, as I mentioned. Then as you shift your weight back, this right hand that is straight, pointing out, now it's bending.
Right.
Like that, like the opposite of the other side. Bending, the left one is circling in, meeting in the middle, then coming back up. Extend your hand, bend it, and then make your hook and turn your hand. Let's do that a couple times, okay? From push. 1, shift and flatten. Don't move your arms yet. 2, start moving, turn the hand. Spinning around, turning around. Shift your weight back, bend the right elbow, bend in the left elbow. Make your hook, turn into a ward off. 3, step out as you ward up, rotate. 4, strike, open the right arm slightly. So it's still pointing to the corner, but it's just a little more open.
Right.
Any questions about this?
I don't think so.
All right, one more time. 1, shift and flatten. 2, bend, turn, pull. Shift your weight back smoothly, meet in the middle. Wait till you get to make your hook. Turn your hand, make your hook, turn over your hand, left hand. Ward off as you step out, rotate. And now strike and put your right arm back facing the 45-degree angle. Yeah, good setting to your hips too, that looks good. So the flow of your movement looks good. It's just like cutting some of those corners.
Yeah.
So when you, and I think you have a good sense of how to shift your weight top and bottom, synchronizing the upper and lower, which is very important in Tai Chi, obviously. So when you come back, first the knee is bent and then it's all turning, right? The turn of the foot should follow the line of the body turning. So don't do one slower or faster. And then this circle continues while you are smoothly shifting back. And then your body is turning to make this hook, and then your foot turns over to do the climax of this movement, right? Then you ward off. As you step out, it should, as soon as this arm starts to move, the heel hits the floor. Rotate as you transition your weight to the middle, get your hand in striking pose, and then shift. Nice, nice. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, let's go over a couple things about the transitions in the brush knees. So we need to focus on the turn of the hand. Remember, I said that these are like important moments about getting your hand in the right place.
Right.
And we're kind of particular about this kind of stuff in young family to make sure that the form looks clean. So So when we start from the first brush knee, we're at the left brush knee, and we shift back, our left hand comes up palm facing down halfway, and then it turns as it bends. You see that?
Yeah.
It comes up, and then, so it's not shoulder level, it's halfway, and then it turns as I bend my arm. So it doesn't come up like this, turning and then swinging in. That's too, it blurs too much. So it doesn't come up like this and then swinging. So we want it to be more distinctive. Up, bend, and open the palm to face you. Yes. So let's practice the brush knees, as particularly the transitions. I'll go straight.
Does the rotation happen as the foot rotation happens?
Yes. The bend of the elbow and the bend of the hand go together. So watch my arm. So I come up and back a little, turn my foot, bend my arm.
Right.
And as I do that, as I think you just did, when I do this and I turn, I put my weight back right on it, right on the knee.
Yeah.
Okay, so up, turn, yes, circle, step, brush, strike, back, bend the back knee, open the foot, open the arm, circle, step, strike. Let's do it again. I'll go facing you. Okay, actually, let's do it from handstrom salute. We'll start so we can do all three. Okay, very first thing, we start with this idea of turning with handstrom salute, right? That's how we get into this. 1, 2, 3. 1, shift. 2, turn the foot. 3, step. 4, brush. 5, strike. Left brush knee. 1, shift. Bend the elbows to put the knee back. There, or the weight back. There you go. That's it. And strike. Let's do it again. I'll go this way. Okay, from handstrom salute. I'm going to go this way. This makes more sense for you to see my hand. Okay, from handstrom salute. 1, hand turns over. 2, 3, 4. Now the next one, right brush knee. 1, shift. 2, turn the foot, turn the hand. 3, swing and step. 4, brush. 5, strike. Right brush knee or left brush knee. 1, lift. 2, bend the arm. 3, step. 4, brush. 5, strike. Okay, now, do you get any of this mixed up with the parry block and punch routine? Any of this? Your parry block and punch looked really pretty good.
I mean, some of the mechanics are similar at the beginning, I guess, right?
Right.
Then you do it a little different.
Yeah. Well, I thought that this bit came through really well. That looks looking really good. You've got really good follow through with that. Make sure, and I couldn't see, I don't know if I saw the left side, but when you come back and start this, remember, again, this starts just the same. So up, bend. That's when you turn the palm, not until then. Come through, make your fist, come up with the arm. It should be almost chest height. Yes. Go through. Yeah. Step. Punch. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's do parry block and punch straight on. We finished the brush knees. We finished let's just say we finished the last left brush knee. Now let's do parry, block, and punch. 1, shift, lift the arm. 2, turn the elbow, turn the hand. 3, parrying down, make your fist step. 4, parry. 5, block. 6, punch. Good, good. Make sure you get your fingers up.
Yeah, maybe the camera, but
Yeah, like that, right? So right here in the middle of the forearm, right here. Yep, looks good. Yeah, okay. Okay, any questions about anything on that? Any of those things?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's review apparent closing up.
Okay.
And so we just finished, let's see, I'll go this way. We just finished parry, block, and punch. One thing I notice with this, and I don't know if you've noticed this at all, but when you do your parry, block, and punch, make sure that when you come through with your footwork, you step, and then you make sure that when you put your foot, the interim empty stance, the 1 line 2 side stance, make sure this right foot is to the corner. I notice many times I will have mine in, but it's angled, but it's not really to the corner. And it presents an issue when I go into the next movement.
Yeah, it's to the corner for me. I do that.
So if I don't have it enough to the corner and then I go into this one, when I'm reaching, if this foot, like right now it feels comfortable, but if it's like this, if it's too narrow, like too, not corner enough, and I'm reaching and then I'm trying to do this and I'm pulling, this is where I run into, like, my knee is not in the right place and it ruins, it makes the whole leg feel like it can't function. And the answer to that is that the foot is not at the 45.
Okay.
So it's pretty important if you find that that's happening with your foot, I mean, with your movement, and you'll notice it when you try to pull back to separate to strip the arms, that's when you'll feel it. So let's practice parry, block, and punch up to apparent closing up, and then we'll work on apparent closing up. And I want you to make sure of that last placement of the foot. Okay, so from the end of the last left brush knee. So parry, block, and punch. 1, shift, 2, bend the elbow, put the weight back. 3, come down, step to the corner, block, punch. And that should feel pretty good. Apparent closing up. Give, open the palm, crossing, shuttling under. Come back with your shoulders and yes, but don't turn your head. Try to keep your head facing the straight. Turn back to 9 o'clock and push. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. Let's just do it from the end of parry, block, and punch. Start with a good foot in the first place. The back foot should be at 45. Parry, block, or apparent closing up. Give, shuttling. Cross with your fist turned up. Open the hand, pulling back, turn your shoulders to the right, but not your head. Come back facing square and push. So this has a lot of waist turning, and the shoulders turn a little bit because you start like this, you start square, right? And then you're gonna have to come like this, right? When you're doing this. Then go back. All right. Okay, one more time. And then I want to watch you do it. From parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Give. Shuttle under. Warding off. And push. Okay, let me see you do it. From the end of parry, block, and punch. Apparent closing up. Okay, so let's go back to the fist really quickly. So the fist, I'm gonna go facing you. Okay, so the fist is in a punching position to begin. We give with that fist, and then we turn it. As we turn it, as we move over here, we turn it. Then that's how we're gonna break a grip on someone's grab on our wrist. Then we let go, we're grabbing, pulling their arm back, and then we are stripping them off of us. So we're pulling we're getting our hand out of their grasp, and we're letting them go and pushing them back a little bit. Okay, so let's do that again. Give, your arm is shuttling, cross, turn the fist as you cross, both fists face up. Now open the hand, pull back. Good. Back to push. Nice. One more time. Parent closing up. Give. Turn the fist as you shuttle under. Back. Back to face. Push. Okay, one more time with the fist. Okay, so when we're doing the fist, you give, you reach forward a little. You don't have to like lean your body forward, just reach with the arm forward, give. And then this left arm is already moved, is you give, and then this arm starts to come out. Give, and then, see that? Give, rotating. So the fist, when it goes across, it's turning up, right? So when does it do that? It gives, give, come out, turn, open, push. Nice. Do you have any questions about that?
Yeah, when exactly does it open? Does it open kind of as it's coming back at the
No,
beginning?
it opens before you start to pull. So if first we're giving with someone grabbing our arm, they're pulling us and they're yanking on us, we let them pull, and then we turn to break the grip. So this arm has shuttled under to get into position at this point. Now we let go as we're going to pull back. So we're letting go, but we're also opening our hand to grab them, right?
Right.
So they may still have hold of us, or we may be grabbing them, but we're pulling them back and we're stripping their arm off of us, and then come here and push back.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's go on to the last move. I don't know if you're familiar with this one or not. Cross hands and closing.
I mean, I remember closes, I don't remember the specifics.
Okay.
In fact, I don't remember any of this really. I mean, I remember the rough outline, but I hadn't practiced this particular style for 10 years, so I really forgot everything.
Well, a lot of it's come back really well, and you must practice a fair amount too, because your form looks really good. I mean, you don't look like a beginner, which is nice, you know.
I practice all the stuff between classes, so.
What's that?
I try to practice all the, all the details I can remember between classes.
Yeah, well, that's what you do when you really enjoy something and you want to learn, right? Okay, so the next movement is how we finish every section. So we come back, we shift our weight back, and we chop to the corner. So we've turned, we put most of our weight on the right leg, and we've turned our left foot straight. Then we come back to the center, we start lowering our arms, and then we rotate them at 3 and 9 o'clock. We turn our arms back. And then we start to separate our feet put our right foot back in place, shoulders width as we cross at the bottom, right hand in the underneath the left hand. Now we're in the center. And then we stand lifting from the right up to the top. As we stand, now we have crossed hands, but we're not going to cross them like this. We're crossing them sort of to the like this. So we don't want to have a closed, tight chest. We want expansion. We don't want someone to trap us with our own arms. So we're out here like this. So our hands are chest high. Our fingertips are a little higher than our shoulders. They're not up in our face. And the palms are both open. One hand is not turned or anything like that. And if anything, instead of being completely vertical, they're laid flat slightly, but not flat, but just a little tipped like this, both of them. So if you notice, my hands look like they're past my shoulder, my arms a little bit. So it's not the same kind of cross that we make when, say, we are putting our arm here or something, or we're pointing at this. We are a little bit beyond our arms, our forearms. Yeah, like that. So we're crossing behind the wrist in the middle of the forearm. Okay. It's pretty simple. It's just that a lot of people don't kind of know where to put their hands, or they round their hands. We don't do that either. So the hands are open. This movement is essentially a deflecting movement. If someone were reaching out to us, and we would come down like this, we'd come up between their arms, and we'd roll our hands over their arms and press down on their arms. That's all we're doing. So we come up and roll and press down like that. And it's a movement we use a lot in push hands, actually. It's very simple, but very effective.
Right.
So that's that part. Okay, the cross hands, or the closing part is, I'll show you, let's do cross hands first. Let's just work on that. Okay, so we start from a push position. Let's just do the feet first. We're in a bow step to 9 o'clock. Shift to your right leg and turn the left foot straight to face 12 o'clock. So you've got a lot of weight in the right leg and hip. Shift your weight back to the left, release the front. That means you're going to pivot the foot a little bit and the hip. Set your toe down. So you're back into shoulders width. Put your foot down straight, shift your weight to the middle. And your knees are bent, and then you sit some more. Because you are moving, you're shifting. Okay, so you start from a bent knee, right? From your bow step. But then you have to bend the back leg to turn. And then you're coming back over to release the foot, and then step down, and then make sure you're really sunken. Then stand up. So that's pretty easy. So the arms, I was talking about the cross hand part. So the arms from here, the right hand is doing a chop to the right corner. When we do a chop, we turn, I'll show you head on, face on. We start like this. We turn our hand a little bit, and then we chop in an arc as we lean to the right. We're chopping to 45, and when we get to 45, our hand should be in an open position, like up, sitting up, like a push hand almost. We're not pushing with this movement, but we come from here. First, we're in a push. We turn the right hand, so we turn it tilted to the left, and then we are arcing over with this, where we're going to chop to the corner, and our hand should be up facing the corner. And then what is the left hand doing? Almost nothing. So from here, I turn the right hand a little, I chop. When I turn my body, my left hand is still from the push position, but now it's facing the other corner. So my hands are like this. They're both, so the right's at 1:30 and the left is at 10:30, but both palms are out, and there's a little curve in the arms, as usual. And the hands are the same usual height. You know, shoulder height, well, the wrist and the shoulder, the hand is a little higher. And when we do the arc, we aren't going to go like over our heads. That'd be way too much. And we aren't going to do it like it doesn't even show like an arc. That's not enough. So basically in front of your face is a pretty good mark. Pull down, but it needs to show up and down. Okay. From here, our hands are sitting up. We're going to lower the hands, like turn them so they're, you know, palm out kind of. We're going to lower the hands of the palms, I should say. So now they're basically at 3 and 9 o'clock. So if you think about our body as a clock, the hands were up here. We want to get them to 3 and 9 o'clock. And then we start to rotate them. And when we rotate them, we start to round our arms too. And then we come in as we shift our weight, pick up the right foot, set it back, and cross where we sit, right? So we want to cross here. Now from here, we raise the right arm to lift the left. The arms are rotating as we stand. So from here, both arms rotate. So when we get to the top, the right hand is out on the outside, left hand's on the inside. And the elbow should be a little bit flatter. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it again. We'll put it together with both arms. From push at the end of apparent closing up. Cross hands. 1, shift your weight and turn your right hand to the left. So first you do that. 2, draw across, leaning to the right corner. Palm should be out. Left palm should be facing the other corner. 3, come down, move your arms down a little bit. Now start rotating them, rounding them. Bring your leg in and step, shoulders width apart. Sit, raise your arms, standing up. So you want to coordinate the rise with the arms. So they come up, you know, they come up together and end at the top together. Okay, pretty easy. Questions about this?
Nope.
Okay, let's do it again. From apparent closing up, cross hands. 1, shift, turn the right arm, bending the right elbow a little. 2, pivoting on the left heel, chop to the right corner. 3, shift your weight back, rounding, turning the arms down and then turn them over. 4, pick up the right foot, set down the toe, shoulders width apart and cross. Sit a little bit more steady. 5, stand and rotate. Good. Okay, now we're going to do closing.
Okay.
From here, I'm going to extend my arms. I'm standing up. My knees are not bent anymore. I extend my arms. And when they're almost shoulders width apart, I start to rotate from this outside and come down with a rounded arm to the bottom so that we end where we began. At the end of opening, in the beginning of the form. Then we count to 2, and then we put our hands back to the side as in prepare. Okay, so let's, I'll show you from the side. So if I'm going from here, I'm going to do a cross hands and apparent close and closing. 1, I shift, I change my hand shape. 2, I chop to the corner. 3, I shift back my weight to the other leg. I'm bringing my arms down. I'm picking up my right leg. I try to step close to when I get to the bottom. And then I rotate my hands. I'm sorry. And then I rotate my hands as I stand. Closing, extend them out, turning, and then come down in the usual fashion. 1, 2, back to original position. In the ranking, we call this finish. Master Young calls it back to original position in practice. So you'll hear both things. You'll hear closing, finish. Like if you're listening to a recorded tape or you're doing, practice, the whole form practice or something like that. Okay, can I watch you do it a couple times?
Sure.
Okay. So from the end of apparent closing up. Okay, cross hands. 1, shift your weight back. 2, chop. 3, turn your arms and start shifting back. Rotate the arms. Yes, put your foot back, toe yes. And now 4, stand and raise, rotating the arms up. Extend them out. Now closing and come down and back to original position. Okay, let's work on the let's work on that a little bit more. Okay, let's do it together. So let's see. I'm going to go this direction. Okay, ready? From the end of apparent closing up. Cross hands. First, shift your weight and turn your hand before you start to draw. You got to shift your weight first. Then you start to chop. Come over with your weight. You're turning your arms. Come down. Step. Make sure you're sitting. Now lift and rotate to chest height. Closing. Extend straight out. When you're almost to shoulders width, start to rotate and then come down. You make a little circle actually with the hands, and I'll show you. So we're not just we're not just turning them flat. So when we say, so when I come out like this and I say when you're almost shoulders width apart, so this is shoulders width. When you're like this, your hands are almost there. Now start to rotate the hands and then come down. And so from here, let me see, it would look like this. So I come up like this. I stand. I'm standing. I extend my arms. I start to rotate. My hands come up a little bit. Not my elbows, just my hands. You see that?
Yeah.
So you make a little circle. Okay, let's do that bit again. Let's do the whole bit from apparent closing up. Cross hands. Shift your leg and your weight. 2, chop. 3, shift back. You're circling. 4, step and cross. Sit your weight. 5, stand as you cross and rotate. Closing, extend. That's 1, 2, circle, and come down. 1, 2, back to original position. I'm going to go the other direction. I thought that would be useful for you to see this way, but I don't think it helps when we're just doing it together. Okay, from here. Cross hands. Turn the hands, shift the weight. Chop, turning the foot at that time. Shift your weight, turning the hands. Bring your right foot in as you start to cross. Sit. Stand, rotating, extending out. Closing. Extending, almost wide enough, circle. And come down. Count to 2. and finish. Okay. All right, how did that go?
Okay.
Any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's practice from the end of parry, block, and punch. We'll do a parent closing up, cross hands, and closing. So we'll do those three together.
Okay.
And just so you know, in all of the sections, in the three sections of this form, each section ends with a parent closing up, and then cross hands, and then closing. So you do a parent closing up 3 times if you do all 3 forms, or the whole form, all 3 sections, I should say. Okay, so we just finished parry, block, and punch. A parent closing up, give, shuttle under, turn the fist, open the hand, pull back, shifting your weight back, turn back, push, cross hands, shift your weight, turn the right hand, bend the knee, arc now to the right, shift your weight back, your hands are lowering, rotate the hands. Now steady your weight, step, shift your weight, cross when you're in the center. You should have a good knee bend. Rise as you rotate to shoulders full height. And now closing, extend, rotate from the sides of the hands and down gently. 1, 2, close. And we do everything we try to do all those things at the same speed as usual.
Right.
So one analogy, which I think is really nice, that one teacher uses, I don't know if you know Kelly, but when she does this movement and she has people come up, when she does closing, she says, extend your arms and then imagine sand from the ocean rolling through your fingers as you come down.
Huh.
You know, like that gentle feeling as if you were picking up sand and letting it float through your fingers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a good analogy. So if you start, the thing is though, so we don't want to come, I'm going to face this way again. We don't want to come straight out and then just turn the hands over. So before they're completely shoulders width, before they're here, now use this side. See that? This side. Rotate from the outside and then come down. And when you're in this position here, you start like this, and then when you rotate, your hands are up a little bit. They're not totally up, but they're up a little bit, and then they come down. Okay,
like
so that's,
type of thing.
what's that?
Fair lady, not all that way, but kind of like that.
Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, a little bit, not quite that high, a little bit. Basically, they're kind of like that nice rounded curved shape that we have with our hands when we come down.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of like that, except our elbows are bent. But the reason I mention it is because, well, first of all, they shouldn't be totally flat at that point. Before they come down, they're up a little bit. Then as the arm lowers, they might look flatter, right? So that's why it can be a little deceiving. So they start more, this is where your circle ends with the turning of the hands. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's practice that a couple of more times, and I'd like to watch you. I'll call it for you actually. From a parent closing up, or yeah, okay, cross hands. Go ahead.
Okay, so after push.
Oh yeah, at the end of a parent closing up. Oh, I'm sorry, we were going to do a parent closing up with it. I apologize. Yes, from the end of parry, block, and punch. Yeah, so go to a parent closing up. Yes.
So a parent closing up is the name of the thing that ends with the push?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm confusing things, aren't I?
No, I just don't know the names.
Okay, so from the end of parry block and punch, we're gonna go to push. Okay. Let's do a parent closing up. Cross hands. Good. Shift your weight as you start turning your hands down. Good. Step, close. Rotating and standing. Closing, extend. Circle. Down. 1, 2. Finish. Good. Good. Okay, any questions about any of that?
I don't think so. I just need to get it in my body, practice a little bit.
Do you want to do it 1 or 2 more times, or are you good?
I think I'm good.
Okay, okay. All right, so next week will be a review week, and that will be the last class of this session, of this section. And
Okay,
then beginning in May, we'll be starting section 2 on Fridays at 4 o'clock, if you want to register for that and continue.
yeah, definitely. You teaching that?
Yes, I will be teaching that at 4 o'clock on Fridays. And also starting in May, on Friday mornings at 11 o'clock, Nancy Lucero, the director of our school, is doing a class for anyone of every level. There's no requirement. It's like a drop-in workshop clinic online. And you can come to ask questions about anything, either your form or a technique or anything at all that may be of interest. And she'll be starting that then next in the first week of May.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All righty. Well, let's close. Thank you so much for coming, Thomas. It's really nice to see you.
You too, thank you.
All right. Hope to see you next
week.
week. Okay, bye-bye. Have a nice weekend.